Getty Mania calling for Angus Robertsons' replacement to stand up to Nicola SturgeonThe, former Moray MP who quit as deputy leader on Saturday. It reports that some in the party want his successor to be more assertive and stand up to boss Nicola Sturgeon. But his comments were greeted with derision from opponents who argued the SNP's iron discipline meant ministerial decisions to go unchallenged. Scottish Tory MSP Murdo Fraser said, "Nicola Sturgeon demands complete control on everything. It probably explains why nationalist MPs and MSPs are so terrified to defy the party bigwigs." A Scottish Lib Dem spokesman added, "The SNP leadership doesn't tolerate dissent within its own ranks." Getty's Scottish MP Murdo Fraser argued that Nicola Sturgeon demanded complete control. "Whoever is saying that has obviously never worked with Nicola Sturgeon." Angus Robertson, "There have been no rebellions or free spirits in parliamentary votes during the decade in power." Earlier this week, it was claimed some within the party have become privately critical of Ms Sturgeon's leadership. Former Cabinet Minister Alex Neil was quoted as calling for an open deputy leadership contest and said he favour an assertive deputy prepared to challenge the leader. Mr Robertson, who lost his seat in last year's general election, today said he was reluctant to stick an oar in by making any suggestions about his successor. But responding to claims of an autocratic leadership style in the party, he told BBC Radio Scotland's Good Morning Scotland programme, "Whoever is saying that has obviously never worked with Nicola Sturgeon. I've had the good fortune that we've known each other since we were 15 or 16 years old, and one of the things that I know mystifies other political parties, where they tend to fight each other the whole time and not get on, is that in the SNP we actually like each other, we work well together. There is a very collegiate leadership within the SNP, and it involves a much wider circle of people than some political opponents and maybe even some journalists imagine. And my experience of working with Nicola Sturgeon is not just on a political level but just as a human being. And as a friend, she's always reachable, always happy to talk and always happy to listen to advice. Especially when there's a different view on something. The difference is, we just tend to do that better than other political parties, which I know mystifies our political opponents and some journalists." On Monday, James Dornan, MSP for Glasgow Cathcart, became the first SNP member to publicly announce plans to stand for the role. Ian Blackford, the SNP's Westminster leader, has also been tipped to stand. Other potential candidates include Tommy Shepherd, Joanna Cherry, Humza Yousaf and Derek Mackay.